My name is Kevin Martin. I'm part of the Lake Erie Regional Grape Program. We are in Western New York and we are part of the Efficient Vineyard Project. What we're really looking at is some sensors that pertain to our industry out here, which is primarily Concord Niagara juice grapes. So this is a bulk industry really focused and commodity driven to supply most of the US with their grape juice. So as part of that focus, which is a little bit different than the wine industry, we'll be collaborating with them out in California. We are looking for barriers to commercial adoption of this new technology. So we've been familiarizing ourselves with this technology for a few years to try to identify those barriers before we really get rolling on this project. And fortunately, I think I've seen a lot of promise in this technology in that the capital investment is not outside of the world of what our growers are accustomed to. It's within not only their capital budgets, but within what we think the realistic benefits of those investments will entail. We are talking about adding maybe 5 to 10% in additional capital to their fairly large businesses. But as we work through this, we'll be able to identify more closely what those percentages and amounts will look like. And primarily what we want to do in that area is to identify what growers it's appropriate for. Obviously, we do have some growers that will just simply be too small to identify technology like this. We have growers as small as 2-acre farms with a net revenue of a couple $100s a year, all the way up to 1,200-acre growers with very large net revenue. And for them, a capital investment of this size would not be a big deal. So going forward from there, we just have to try to identify ways to justify this capital investment. So the money is available for growers to make this investment, but we have to give them a reason why, and we have to tell a story as to why they should be doing it. We have started a little bit in or down that road, and it does look promising. We see a lot of vineyard variability, and that's really what this project is trying to control, is the variability within these vineyard blocks that's just very difficult to manage with existing technology or the lack of technology that growers are using. And we're trying to get technology that allows them to reduce that variability. What we've identified is just a pattern of undersized vines, and it's pretty easy to quantify the potential for those vines to produce more grapes. Certainly we could see an increase in production by about 20% across the entire region if we eliminated that variability. I don't think this technology is going to be great enough to eliminate variability altogether, and you probably won't find anybody who would tell you that it is, but that's sort of our starting point. And with a starting point like that, you could see a positive return on an investment like this for an individual grower in a year. And that's not necessarily a goal that we need to achieve. So we're looking in more detail for different farm sizes as to how much improvement we really do have to show for this type of investment to make sense, whether it's an NDVI sensor or equipment that reacts to NDVI sensor technology and manages crops differentially. And depending on how far you go with it and how many different machines you need to equip with variable rate technology, the cost is going to change as well. So we're really identifying what variables are driving the weak spots in vineyards and what kind of equipment is needed to overcome those barriers. So most of the equipment itself growers already have. It's just equipping that equipment with variable rate technology, which involves flow controllers and GPS. And doing that is going to cost a certain amount per machine, in the range of $5,000 to $20,000, depending on the complexity of the machine. If we can identify really important areas to improve vineyard health with the least amount of machinery, we can also eliminate some of the barriers to commercialization of the technology. So for the next 3 years, we'll really be focused on identifying what the costs are and what the potential benefits are. And we'll be looking for ways to make this technology adoptable to the largest audience, the largest number of growers that we can. And in doing so, I think we'll show the largest benefit to the region of a whole. It gives us an opportunity to strengthen the region and the industry in this region by improving the efficiency through this technology. And that's really our ultimate goal. And primarily the way we've done that in the past is through an increase in yield per acre, and that's exactly what we want to do here. But we want to do it on a differential basis because we view that as really the next thing we can solve for our industry. The research and the industry itself has done a lot of things to improve efficiency over time, and this is just the next step.